Well, good morning, pharmacy aficionados. Welcome back again this month to www.salessystem.com.au. My name's Glenn Guilfoyle and I head up the Pharmacy Services Specialist Group called The Next Level. And we come to you every month in this fashion with a new and interesting slant, angle or tidbit to help you develop your complete hosting and complete solution conversation model at the health customer serving counters. And this month I'm going to actually draw from a particular case study we've had the privilege of watching over the last year or so. And my topic is crafting a compelling service vision statement, and in doing so avoiding the sort of the fluff and bland motherhood statements that too often in fact, accompany mission or vision statements. So here we go. A progressive, medium-sized neighbourhood centre branded pharmacy recently abdicated or shunned its brand's mission statement as meaningless and without real value, and set about articulating its own. Why? This particular pharmacy had over the last year or so determined that it was going to heed the call to arms that really is incumbent on all such pharmacies, that being to get the pharmacists out the front, station the right number of techs at the back to do the processing, upskill the pharmacy assistants to either purvey a comparable level of knowledge and capability as a pharmacist in serving customers with products and solutions at the OTC counter, and or to be able to purvey a comparable level of expertise as the dispensing techs to help out over the back. And all of this to deliver a high engagement and complete solution service model. Now, of course, that's easier said than done. This is certainly no flick of the switch type notion. As the PSA's brilliant Health Destination Pharmacy program tells us, such a pursuit is a multiple year journey. And so it has been for our focus pharmacy in this case study. Speaking to the owners, leaders, and even all of the staff in this team about the journey thus far reveals that sometimes it feels like days, weeks, even months of 2 steps forwards, 3 steps backwards in such a journey. This is classic for any high behaviour, high reward change management pursuit. Recently, their journey reached a watershed in a sense that they realised that the vision statement that they had adopted was not really adding value to the journey. Having conducted much of their change management journey thus far with an operational and new team responsibility perspective, all around getting the right people in the right place at the right time to undertake the right sort of conversations, there was a kind of an awakening that dawned on the team in terms of a kind of a missing piece to kick down the next barrier on this journey. At this point, the team decided to switch the developmental focus from the operational perspective to the customer's journey, the customer's experience. The team mapped out the customer visit critical touch points. In other words, the actual repeatable and critical customer interactions that each of their health customers is subject to with each visit to the pharmacy. So just to rattle these off, the customer approaching the chosen counter, script in, script out or OTC, only to meet congestion and or a queue, customer touch point number 1. Number 2, the customer gets their turn at the counter, be it script in, script out or OTC, the who, what, how, where and why that looks like from the customer's perspective. If the customer is script in, they are asked, will they stay or will they go and do the shopping? The third critical customer judgment touch point. Fourth, for the customer, it's script out, the meds handback interaction. And finally, for all customers, the cash and wrap interaction. As the team workshopped the what, who, how, when and why of each touch point and what it would look like to create a real wow experience for the customer, it became obvious that there was a need for a remarshalling of people, processes, products and services across the entirety of the team and their operational and service processes. Now, at the risk of significantly trivialising this part of the journey, I'll fast forward to the vision and targets now set by this team as a result of that piece of work. For customer touchpoint 1, the retail manager is the designated triage and DQ function. Some might call that the maitre d'. As soon as the queue gets 3 deep, she has the knowledge and ability to triage the customer's need, whether that be a queue at script in, script out, or OTC, and get the process and the customer's need underway so that they don't have to stand in the queue anymore. So, customer promise, you will be greeted, they promise their customers, you will be greeted and served within 30 seconds every time you come to our pharmacy. Customer touchpoint number 2. A pharmacist is stationed at script in to triage the health customer needs, either direct dispensing the simple singles, sending the polypharmacy or complex customer processing needs over the back for the technicians to do the processing. A qualified S2, S3 assistant is stationed at OTC to triage those health customer needs, providing solutions on the spot and calling on a pharmacist only when needed. Customer promise, you will be served by a qualified health professional every time you come to our pharmacy and receive the appropriate counsel. Customer touchpoint number 3. Plastic waiting chairs are dispensed with and now replaced by an integrated and dynamic self-engagement hub, featuring multiple forms of both health and non-health engagement, educational and interactive media and items to keep the customer involved in everything available at the pharmacy. Customer promise here, stay with us and check out what we've got available for your interest at the hub today, and before you know it, you'll hear your name called and you'll have your time to have a chat with the pharmacist at script out. Script out, touch point number 4. So the pharmacist station at script out to hand back and provide counsel and a full solution. Customer promise, you will have your script handed back by a pharmacist every time, and not at least 90% of the time, bordering on every time, and you will receive at least some form of proactive meds counsel each time. Finally, customer touchpoint, cash and wrap staff are briefed to rotate through a series of value add-ons above and beyond just facilitating the straight cash transaction, including script on file SMS reminders and even simple customer very quick research pieces during the quieter periods, so as to get a litmus test on how the service standards are actually being perceived by the customers as part of their experience, or journey experience. Customer promise here, you will receive value at each and every customer point, even at cash and wrap when you make your purchase with us. Now, that is what I call a riveting and commanding customer vision and set of service standards. I hope you can draw some inspiration and ideas from this case study, and don't forget, at the next level, we're only a phone call away should you wish to extend this discussion into a more lengthy one-on-one. In the meantime, I wish you all the best in your pursuit towards a total hosting and complete solution service offer, and we look forward to coming back to you with more interesting tidbits next month.